It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Most people would still be asleep. But here, hundreds are already awake. Some have been sitting here for hours, partly serving a flavor for the morning mass. Some travel a few hundred kilometers, others travel more than 1,000, and deeper inside, others have chosen to sleep on the floor, not because they have nowhere else to go, but because they don't want to miss a single moment when the church door opens. Watching them, I couldn't stop asking myself one question. What kind of faith brings people this far? To understand why, I have to take you back where our pilgrimage began. Our group started from Tân Định Church in Saigon, one of the most iconic churches in Ho Chi Minh City, known for its beautiful pink facades. For many visitors, it's a famous place to take a photo. But that morning, it was more than a landmark. It was starting point of our nearly 300-kilometer journey south to the side of Father Truong Diep. As you can see, the streets of Saigon were already busy. Saigon is almost always like this, lively, crowded, and full of energy. It's a beautiful city, and if you ever come to Vietnam, you are very welcome here. Some people say Saigon never really sleeps. After a short walk through the city streets, we began moving toward the bus. Before we left, the prices checked the list up, make sure everyone was there, and then our pilgrimage officially began. As we left the church, we drove just into Saigon afternoon rush hour. If you've never been to Vietnam, this may look unbelievable. Thousands of motorbikes fill the streets every afternoon. At first, it looked like complete chaos, but somehow everything kept moving. People seem to know how to move together. People rarely wait to perfect grab, they simply keep flowing with the traffic. For people who live here, this is just another normal afternoon. For many visitors, it's one of the most unforgettable thing about Vietnam. And when traffic gets too heavy, you may even see a few motorbikes trying to escape by riding on the sidewalk. Not exactly the best idea. If the traffic police catch them, it can become very expensive shortcut. In Vietnam, the street is not just a place for traffic, it's also part of daily life, close, busy and alive. You can see people buying food, carrying flowers, talking with neighbors, and starting their evening right on the sidewalk. Little by little, the skyscraper disappeared behind us. The traffic became lighter, and before we knew it, the city was giving way to open roads. Before continuing the long journey south, we stopped at a small buncha to recharge our energy. A simple meal set together before many more houses on the roads. One of my favorite things about Vietnam is that there are so many great food choices. For a simple everyday meal. For around $1.50, we enjoy delicious meal with grilled pork, rice noodles, and plenty of fresh herbs. This is one of simple meals many people enjoy in Vietnam, and I always appreciate how fresh and satisfying it is before a long trip. After that, everyone returned to the bus. As we continue our journey south, atmosphere became much quieter. Sunday sound conversation were replaced by prayer. Together we began praying the rosary. For many pilgrims, it is more than tradition. It's a way to repair their hearts before arriving at the shrine. If you are not Catholic, this may sound very repetitive, but for many pilgrims, the rosary is not just words, it's a rhythm, a way to calm the heart, a way to stay close to God during a long journey. Outside the window, the roads keep moving. Inside the bus, everyone was carrying their own prayer. And while we were praying on the bus, I started to wonder how many different prayers were traveling with us that day. Some people came to ask for healing. Some came to say thank you. Some came because life had become too heavy. And maybe some came simple because they needed hope. Hour after hour, we kept moving south. Even after such a long journey, the bus was still full of voices. Some people were shouting with excitement. Others held their rosary and continued to pray quietly. Some simply looked out the window, watching the night pass by. The closer we got, the more everyone seemed to feel that something special was waiting ahead. No one complained about long hours on the roads. No one seemed to mind being tired. Everyone knew we were almost there. I thought we would arrive, find a place to rest, and wait for morning. I imagined quiet church with only a few early pilgrims. Instead, the moment our bus stopped, I realized something was completely different. People were everywhere, and what I saw next was something I will never forget. I couldn't have been more wrong. It was almost 2 o'clock in the morning. No one seemed to be in a hurry to leave. The morning mass was still about 6 hours away, and still they were willing to wait for hours. In that moment, I finally began to understand. This was much more than a journey. It was an act of faith.